with Idaho Freedom Foundation President Wayne Hoffman, one of Idaho's most respected, influential public policy voices.
Hi, everybody. I got to tell you, not a day goes by that I don't hear some crazy thing going on in our public schools. And this one just came to us a little bit ago, just a few hours ago, from Kellogg, Idaho, of all places, one of my favorite towns in all of Idaho. So it was sort of disheartening to hear that this young man who you see on the other side of the screen, Travis Lohr, ran into a bit of a problem as he's getting ready to graduate from his high school. Travis, thank you for being on the halftime program tonight. Tell me what exactly happened with you.
We had a school assembly where every senior was lined up to give a piece of advice or something you wanted to say to the underclassmen. And I had wrote something before, and I decided to change my statement about an hour before they had given our cards back. And I said, guys are guys and girls are girls. There's no in between.
So let me walk through this a little bit. Kellogg, for those of you who aren't familiar, is just a town of about 2,000, 2,100 people. It's up there in the mountains. It's a mining community. How many kids go to the Kellogg High School?
Say around 300.
Okay, and that was it the whole school or just the high school, or what grade? All the grades were there, or
freshmen through seniors.
Okay, so they're all getting up there, and how many are in your graduating class?
I think we're graduating 80 or a little under.
Okay, so you're about to graduate, and you said this, and then what happened?
I was pulled in the hallway where my principal wanted to talk to me. I asked him if I was in trouble, and he told me no. So I asked him if we could just go back in and enjoy the assembly. And I had left school after that. And then I had showed up the next day, ready to go to school. And he had pulled me in to the office. And he told me that I was suspended for the day and I wasn't allowed to walk at graduation.
What explanation did he give for that?
What I had said was inappropriate.
And did you push back? Did you ask him what was inappropriate about it? Kind of give me a sense of the dialogue between the two of you guys. And as a man, what's your principal's name?
His name's Dan Davidian.
Okay. What else did he say to you besides that? And what did you say?
He had told me he didn't want me to continue to make these decisions in my future when I have a career and stuff like that. It was basically just a, I don't know how to say it. I told him that it was something I believed in, and he just told me it was inappropriate and uncalled for. That was about it. And then we battled back and forth kind of on not letting me walk at graduation.
What spurred you to say that, though? I mean, what was going through your mind when you walked across and you were supposed to give your inspirational statement, and you thought to say that of all things?
Well, this is a belief I have. And I just feel younger kids nowadays, especially underclassmen, sometimes can be confused with all the social media and stuff out there nowadays. And I felt like it was a good piece of advice to give, or just something I wanted to say. And I didn't direct it at any groups or anything like that. It was just something that I chose to say in the moment. I had written it down previously, but it's what I chose to say.
How did the students react when you said it?
There was a short pause and then an uproar of cheers.
And then, so later on, the principal takes you aside, says you're not going to be able to walk during your commencement, when is that?
He didn't tell me directly I wouldn't be able to walk that day. It was the day after.
Oh, who told you that?
Oh, Dan Davidian, and I graduate this Saturday.
How are the rest of the student body reacting to that?
Some people were obviously offended by my comments, but most are supportive. And a lot of my senior class really wants me to walk.
Do you have any regrets about any of this?
No, I don't believe my message was hateful. It wasn't meant to be hateful, and I believe I should be able to say what I believe in.
Are you still planning to go to the graduation?
I was planning on going to the graduation whether I could walk or not. I'll get to watch my best friend walk and all my classmates.
I see you have your mom with you, Renee
hmm
Lohr.
With her.
Renee, by the
Yes,
way, how old is Travis? I forgot to ask that.
he's 18.
He's 18. He's a man. He's
Mhm.
seen enough to be able to tell what two different genders are, right?
Yes.
How do you feel about all this? And what was your reaction when you heard that your son was involved in this controversy at the school?
Disappointed. My thought is schools are supposed to be unbiased. I feel like they're pushing a bias, and everyone has the right to, believe what they believe. And I don't feel that he meant it harmful or hurtful. That is one way I've tried to raise him. You are respectful and tolerant to all people. But now had it been, or had he said it in a mean way, that would be a whole nother conversation. But he didn't, and I feel he has the right to. We want our children to speak up and believe in what they believe in, especially if it's done in a manner that's appropriate.
Has anybody from the school or the school district been in touch with you about this, or have you tried to get a hold of them?
Well, I just had surgery yesterday, so during all of it, I've been a little preoccupied. So Mr. Davidian, the principal, has left me a message, and I tried today but was not able to contact. But again, I've been kind of in and out of the hospital the last 2 days, so I will hopefully connect with him tomorrow.
Are you planning to protest the decision, or what steps do you intend to take in response
Well,
to this?
I'd like to hear his side of the story, and I've heard my son's, and I don't feel that it was harmful, and I think it's such a extreme punishment to not be able to walk for graduation. This was in place of a senior quote that they didn't get to put in to their yearbooks. And had I felt that he was being rude or harsh, then we would be having a different conversation, like I said. But to not let someone walk at their graduation for 12 years of hard work because of bringing up, yes, it's a big controversial topic, but I think he's allowed to have that. There are people that only believe that.
Did he
So,
go? Have you guys been in Kellogg throughout his school tenure?
just for freshman through senior year,
Where'd
we
you come?
we
Yeah, where
came
were you?
from Wallace.
Oh, you
So,
were. Well, that's basically the
yeah,
same, right?
pretty
Not too
much, yeah.
different. So, I mean, just tell me what your emotional state is with regard to how you feel about. I mean, do you wish he never said
Mhm.
anything? Are you glad for this controversy? So, I mean, what
My first thoughts were, Travis, remember there is an appropriate time and audience. That's always, I try to view both sides of it. But again, when you think about it, he didn't say it to get a reaction. He didn't say it to hurt anyone's feelings. He hasn't mistreated anyone of different genders or, that believe in such. So he's 18. He's allowed to make his own decisions. You know, um, I think it's a good sign that he's an adult and wants to speak up for himself and in his own beliefs. I mean, isn't that what we try to teach our children, to think for themselves? Isn't that what school's supposed to do? Not push their biases, but teach them to think for themselves.
or
So
maybe it's actually to teach you what they want you to think. I don't know. Just
that's
sort of
how I feel a little, that they're pushing their biases on him, and I don't think that that's right either.
if Travis isn't allowed to walk, is there any other recourse that you would pursue, or is it just you're just going to let it go from there? Or
Well, I'm hoping when I talk with Mr. Vidian tomorrow that I will, you know, I do. I just think it's too extreme to not let someone walk for this. Now, had it been under different circumstances, I mean, I'd still have the conversation because he's worked hard, and I don't think they should be associated together. That's not the kind of punishment for something like this,
yeah,
in my opinion.
he hasn't hurt anybody. He just stated something that he believes to be true.
Exactly. Yeah. Why take something that means so much to them that they've worked so hard for, and yeah.
You're a good mom, Renee. Travis, did, uh, are you sad? Are you happy? I mean, tell me what kind of emotions you're processing right now. You're about to graduate. you've been punished in this way. Where are you?
Disappointed at this current point in my journey with this whole thing. When it first happened, I was more sad than disappointed, but that's because, I was gonna walk with my best friend, and my family was gonna get to see me walk, as well as my friends that have already graduated and my friends that I have in the lower grades. But
Have you ever been in this kind of trouble before at school?
um, well, the senior prank, that one landed me in a little bit of hot water, but that was more of like a group type of deal. Uh, but that's about it.
Wow. And you've been doing well, I guess. You're graduating. Uh, do you? So you're going to show up? Is there going to be a protest or something like that? Today's Thursday, maybe on Friday.
Yeah, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we plan to have a school walkout.
Oh, but you're not technically in school, right? Because you've been suspended for the day.
Well, seniors graduate a week before. Well, we don't
Oh,
graduate. We get out a week before all the other grades.
okay. So explain how that's going to work. So the other kids, grades 9 through 11, are planning
Mm-hmm.
to walk out to protest this decision.
Mm-hmm. As well as adults in the community.
Wow, that's amazing. And so say again the time.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Any other final thoughts about all this? Any advice you might give somebody else who's thinking about doing the same thing, who's sitting there kind of going, yeah, this seems to be a basic truth, and now we're being silenced.
I just stand up for what you believe in. This whole thing, uh, having this interview, uh, it could lead to me not walking. Regardless, I want to stand up for what I believe in, and I don't believe I should be punished for that.
Well, I think you have the right of free speech, a God-given right here in this country, and we need to protect that. And the only way you can protect that is by utilizing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Also, I don't know. It just seems political. Actually, when I talked with my principal about it, he asked me if it was like for a political reason, and that wasn't the intention with what I had said. Um,
so the intention was just to convey a basic truth or something that was on your mind.
Something that's been on my mind, especially in these past couple of years. Uh, I just felt it was something that I wanted to say.
Are
Nobody
there
else really.
are there students in your school that identify as trans or non-binary or whatever?
Yes.
What? How many?
Um, I could give you a rough estimate, probably around 30 or more. I'd say more than that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
In a school with, you said, 300 people?
Mm-hmm.
So that's like 10% of the population is identifying as being trans?
Yes.
What's causing that?
Um, I don't know. Personally, for me, I feel like social media plays a huge role in that. When it comes down to like my little sister, when about 2 years ago, I used to watch some of the videos that she would watch on YouTube. Uh, and these influencers, their whole audience is mainly young kids like her, and they basically they just talk about transgender. They're very confusing on what they're really trying to present, and I feel like it confuses kids nowadays, especially when their idol or somebody they look up to promotes stuff like that.
Has the school reinforced that? Do they have like bathroom policies or pronoun policies? Do they go around asking your pronouns and things like that?
No, I'd say the closest we have like a gay pride club.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
That's not surprising because a lot of schools do, we understand. So,
Hmm.
Well, Travis, congratulations on graduating, and congratulations and thank you for standing up for freedom of speech and for speaking truth that
Thank you.
until very recently you would have thought was pretty basic and normal, but I guess not. But
Hmm.
really, truly appreciate you and best of luck to you in the future.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Glad to do it.
You've been listening to the Hoftime Report with Wayne Hoffman. Be sure to visit idahofreedom.org for Wayne's articles, IFF research, and show notes from today's